not only do we have a lot of fun at work, but we're also, friends and we help each other out. So that's definitely one of my biggest achievements. The type of work that I mostly do is business valuation reports and income for support reports. So very often we're helping somebody that's going through a difficult time. So it could be they're getting separated, it could be that their business is going through some sort of litigation, and we're helping them figure out whether it's the value or what their income is so that they can take that information and hopefully use it to get to some sort of conclusion or resolution. I guess it would be co-pilot maybe. When I think about if our team's a big aircraft and we're trying to get to a destination, there's a lot of us on the team and everyone's role is super important and we couldn't get there without the whole crew. I'm co-piloting at different times with different people. So sometimes it's Ron, sometimes it might be Janice or Korab on a file, or sometimes it could be Christina, Sam. We're working together to try and get to the destination. I think the thing that surprised me most about valuation work, it's really, really interesting. So I think when I first got into it, I don't think I realized how much variety I would see, right? So we're valuing businesses of all different kinds. So it could be a manufacturing plant, it could be a restaurant, it could be a doctor or a dentist, a lot of variety. That I really enjoy, and also getting to know all of the different business owners. The other thing that's probably surprised me as I got more into the litigation world and working with people kind of through difficult times is it is really inspiring to see how people are going through difficult times, but they honestly are still such lovely people and they really appreciate the work that you do, and it's nice to be able to help. A day in the life for me usually starts early. So I usually get up around 5 or 5:15, and I usually try and get a couple hours of work in before my kids get up. And then a couple mornings a week I work out. When I'm at the office, usually a lot of meetings. So a lot of client meetings, a lot of lawyer meetings, either getting information on files that we're working on or explaining reports that we did. Sometimes we have a team, it does seem like we have a lot of team celebrations for birthdays. My day sort of ends, say around 4:30 or 5 o'clock. My kids are pretty busy, so usually they have to be in 2 or 3 locations in the evening. So I usually leave here and then go take them to their sporting activities, which is kind of why I start my day early. One of my biggest achievements at Davis Martindale was becoming a partner. As part of that, seeing our team grow over the past several years. I was also really honored and excited when I was one of Canada's top CBVs under 40. Well, I was surprised, first of all, but also it was neat to be recognized by my peers. One of my other biggest achievements is, I guess, not only that we have an awesome team here at Davis Martindale, but it's been really fun doing that and also being able to balance that with my family. Once in a while, you'll have, a really good, rewarding experience where you've helped a client and that it's meant a lot to them and they've really appreciated it. We are helping a business right now, they're being expropriated, and that means the government is taking some part of their land or their building from them. And in this case, the business has been in London for a long time. It's a lovely couple that owns the business and they want to pass it on to their kids. So it's also just really nice seeing that we're able to help them and hopefully help them kind of continue on in their business. And it's been a really rewarding experience. I think back actually to in my bedroom at home, I used to set up a desk and I used to pretend that I was running a business. I don't know what the business was. Sometimes it was a babysitting service, but I actually think that I wanted to do this all along, even though I didn't grow up saying, I want to be an accountant. Yeah, I used to sit in my desk with my Post-it notes and pens and I would run a business. So I guess this is what I always wanted to do. I think my favorite part of my day is I love walking down. Our team all sits in that one area together, and I love walking down the middle and just catching up with everybody, seeing what they did over the weekend or what they did last night, and we always have a few good laughs. 2 things that are challenging in our role. The first one is the calculations that we're doing can be really complicated and they can be very detailed, but we're having to explain them to the client, to a lawyer, to a judge. And so part of that is taking something that we might have spent so many hours on and it's really complicated, but how do we all make that simple so that they can understand? And the people we're explaining it to, they're not accountants, right? I think the other thing that is difficult is sometimes because we're working with clients that are in a difficult spot occasionally, their business is being expropriated, they're getting separated. You're having to work with them when they're at a challenging point in their life. They don't always like the answer that we're portraying. So maybe they don't like the business value that we came up with. So having to communicate the business value to them and then explain the why isn't always the news that people want to hear. So I think sometimes we have to deliver difficult news. And usually once we explain all the work that we did and the process that went behind it, people are happy, willing to accept the answer, but sometimes we do have to have difficult conversations. I think the one that resonates with me the most of our core values is probably thinking team first. So when I think about how our team operates, like we truly are a team. I love that anyone will help anybody out at any moment's time. People get up early in the morning to get something done so that they can get it ready for, Ron or I to review, so it can go to a client. We celebrate each other, on people's birthdays, we get together. Thinking team first is probably the one that I see all the time in our group, and that kind of resonates the most with me. I think it would be not to stress as much, not to worry as much. I'm still working on that even now, but things really do work out for the most part. We always hit the deadline, even when we're worried that we might not. If a file's not going the way that you want it to go, or there's always a way to fix it. So try not to, I think, worry so much or stress so much about things. Usually, if you work hard and you're honest and you communicate with people, things will all turn out just fine. I'm Louise Poole. Thanks for watching Personality Behind the Numbers.